Hey guys, my name's Elicia. I'm a business coach for massage therapists and the owner of Massage Champions. One of the things I want to talk to you today about is Facebook Lives. Now, Facebook Lives don't have to be done on your phone, but Facebook Live is a way of live streaming our knowledge, our information, and our passion through the channel of social media, whether it's through Facebook or Instagram. There are different ways that you can do a Facebook Live. You can do it on your phone through a business page or on your personal page. You can also do it in community groups, and you can do it on your computer or laptop if it's got a camera. Now, the reason why Facebook Lives are such a profoundly powerful way of getting your communication message out is that they are free. The other thing that's great about them is that often we have a lot of assumed knowledge. So we often think that the knowledge that we have around the human body, around how massage or myotherapy or whatever your modality is kind of general knowledge, because for us it is. However, most of the community and most of our clients and potential clients actually have a very limited amount of knowledge of how their body works. And in order for them to be able to understand how their body works, and marketing is a brilliant way to do that, one of the ways that you can do that is actually through the power of Facebook Lives. Now, one of the challenges that we often give to our clients, you might have heard me talk about it before, is a 30-day Facebook Live challenge. The reason that we do this is because most people start their first Facebook Live like this, and they're shaking, and they're scared, and they're nervous. It's a great way to get outside your comfort zone, and it's also an amazing way to connect with your clients. Now, one of the beauties of the Facebook algorithms and all that kind of stuff is that Facebook knows that Facebook Lives are a little bit scary. So what Facebook does is actually notify everybody. If you're going to do it from your business page, it notifies everyone on your business page to say, this person is going live. So it's a way of organically getting yourself out there. It doesn't cost anything to do Facebook Lives. If they're really great and you love them, then you can actually boost that to more people. The other thing you can do with a Facebook Live that's really great is actually share it into community groups. So it's a way for free to get your name and yourself out there so that your community can connect with you even more. A couple of hot tips. When you're doing it, make sure you look at the camera rather than looking at the actual screen. Otherwise, it just looks like you're kind of looking a little bit to the left like here. So make sure you're looking in the camera. Make sure you hold it up high. You can use a bit of a tilt to make sure that you're talking to the camera rather than your phone. And put some text above the live. So it's kind of like a Facebook post. You can write something before you go live. Give people a reason to click. Often our feed has Facebook Lives through it. Give people a reason to click. So it might be the 3 things everybody needs to know who sits at a desk in order to stop headaches. Or it could be, 5 things that that an office worker could use to stop fatigue. Whatever it is, find something that people can actually go, oh, that sounds like me, or tag their friends because they might find that fascinating or know that connects with them, and utilize the skills and gifts and talents that you've got. And just, sometimes it can be really helpful to even write it down. Write a list of stuff down, a list of topics. Put down 20 or 30 topics that you could do a Facebook Live on so that you could actually share and connect your passion, your heart, your knowledge with the people around you and into your community so that they can actually have even better health and a greater understanding of what it is that we do.
I'm here with Cosentini, our ACT director, and you're one of the first people to go through certification.
That's right, Anne.
Yes.
I have completed the certification.
And you got your certificate
yesterday?
Received
my certificate yesterday, and I must say it was so easy completing the process.
Yeah, the 3 stages was really simple. And
yeah, look, for me, to be honest, the first part was filling in the paperwork for the police check and all the other credentials that needed to be completed, and that was very easy.
Yeah.
And then I had to complete the workbook, and completing the workbook was a little bit complex in terms of ensuring that I had all the templates and that set up, and the association helped me with that.
But we've got all those
and we have all them set up, so that made it very smooth and transparent.
Yes.
And then I had my site inspection, and that went really, really well.
Awesome.
And yeah, look, grateful to receive my certificate yesterday,
Awesome.
and happy to promote that through my clientele, but through my business as well, that I'm a certified practitioner now.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Now you've enjoyed the conference?
Fantastic. It's been a great conference. We've had some great presenters.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, I think we're doing great things for the industry.
Yep.
And hopefully all of our membership has enjoyed it also.
Awesome. Well, enjoy the rest of the
Thank
conference.
you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hey folks, Dave Sheehan here from Connect. Today we have Lisa Pratt from Madi Talent Studio. Welcome
Thanks,
aboard.
Dave. Great to be here.
Yeah. So we actually got you in because you've been having a pretty extreme year with your work. It's just expanded and gone pretty crazy. But do you want to just tell the folks at home what Madi Talent is all about?
Yeah, so Madi Talent Studio is a consultancy business. We work with organisations and individuals across coaching and recruitment. So yeah, it's been a pretty big year. What we've discovered this year is we've had significant growth across our coaching services, so helping organisations with executive coaching, leadership coaching, and a lot of individuals with career transition coaching.
I've actually referred one of my stepdaughters across to you. She's 25, so it's been a really nice way for her to look, I guess, outside the square a little bit and really discover more about who she is and where she can head out to. So I've got first-hand experience, so it's a really great thing. Let's talk about clinic and therapists for a minute. So if someone out there does have a clinic and they're looking at bringing someone in as an employer contractor or whatever the term should be, do you want to sort of explain some of the things that they should be looking at?
Yeah, so I think the first thing that's really important is to make sure that there's enough business for you to actually warrant bringing someone on board.
Yeah.
And then you need to work out, are you bringing them on as a full-time employee, part-time, a casual, and making sure that you've got that infrastructure and accounting system in place. Making sure that you then work out what kind of person you're looking for, what skills, and crafting, I guess, a bit of a recruitment piece around that. And then making sure that you've got an onboarding program. So when they do come on board, they're set up for success.
Okay. So if you're in a position of a clinician, where do you think the best place would be, or some of the places to sort of promote or advertise the fact that you are looking for someone out there in the field?
Well, most people will always start with online job boards, and it could be through associations such as Massage and Myotherapy. It could be Seek. It could be tapping into any learning institutions that are teaching the qualifications that you're looking for. And even social media is really good because it's important that you promote your own business brand. And make sure that you're advertising on your brand what you're looking for, and word of mouth is a great way to do that as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. So what are some of the basics that you look for in a candidate?
So I think you want to start with skills. So do they have the relevant qualifications for what you're looking for, and also checking, are they a member of an association, again, like Massage and Myotherapy. You want to check for culture fit. So do they have the same shared values as your business? The other thing you want to check for is, are they looking for the same kind of working conditions that you're offering? So will they have the flexibility to do the kind of hours that you're looking for? Are they looking for the same kind of pay structure? So again, whether that's permanent, casual, part-time, and what are their expectations around that hourly rate or salary?
Okay, great. Is there something people overlook or an employer overlooks when looking at candidates?
I don't know if it's a case that people overlook it, but I think that they don't place enough importance on it. And for me, that's gut feel.
Okay.
So your gut, as we know, is now considered the second brain. And you get a really strong feeling when you meet someone for the first time. And I think it's very important that you take that on board and let that resonate with you. And that will give you an indication of how you're going to feel working with that person every day. The other thing I think people should spend a little bit more time on is assessing the culture fit. So making sure that that person has the same shared values as you.
That would be overlooked sometimes, I guess.
It can, and I think you want to have some practical tips on how to figure that out. So I think, are they going to fit in with your team? And a great way to do that is to, as part of the interview process, get them to come and have a coffee with your team, or go for a morning walk with your team, whatever it is that you do, to see if they're going to fit in.
So you're looking at that dynamic.
Yes.
And how they, like you said, how they fit in amongst the the other crew.
Yeah. I think it's also a good tip to do a bit of a search on their digital footprint.
Okay.
You know, what are they representing themselves?
Snoop around and
snoop around. Well, it's a public forum, so how are they representing themselves online? Because that in turn is going to be a reflection of you and your business.
You know, for sure. And if you have made the decision about a particular candidate, then what next?
Okay, so
the process.
Process. So you would have a letter of offer in place, a contract, and you want to make sure you've got the accounting back end set up to be able to pay them according to what you've agreed upon. I think this next bit is really important. It's about the engagement piece. So sometimes there will be a gap between when you offer someone a position and when they start with you.
Yeah.
So it's really important to have some touch points during that time to keep them engaged and excited about joining your business, even if it is giving them a phone call, sending them a bunch of flowers to say welcome to the team, meeting them for a coffee, whatever it is. Then when they come on board, it's great to assign them a buddy, so someone that they can easily speak to if they've got any questions.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and having a really thorough onboarding process, because again, you want to set them up for success. So making sure they understand the policies and procedures, how they're to behave, what their uniform is to be, how they're meant to dress, what your policy is around the way you treat clients, what your vision and values are, so that they are learning the right steps from the beginning.
Okay, great. And as far as someone working, say, 3 months, 6 months into the job, like, do you have that sort of review? You believe in it, like a review process to take place?
Yeah, so you'd want to, again, it depends on what kind of agreement you set up with them, but basically that's like a probationary review. But I think it's good to check in with them weekly for the first month, in the second month every 2 weeks, third month catch up with them again, and that could be like an informal point where you have a discussion about how you feel they are performing against the tasks and responsibilities. Because you should have given them a position description.
Yes,
and then again at the 6 month mark, and just to make sure that their expectations are being met and yours are as well.
And is it? Can you give the guys at home maybe some tips on cultivating a really positive culture within the clinic? Some handy tips.
So it's funny because a lot of people think that culture is just in a corporate workplace, but it's not. Culture is what attracts people to come and work for your business, will engage them over that time and retain them. So you want to do things like, how does the business look, smell? What can you hear? Is it a positive environment? Is communication really clear? Does everyone know what their responsibilities are? If there's changes, is that being communicated effectively? Because you want to build trust. You want to also make sure it's a safe environment for them, so that's part of the policies and procedures, but they want to have a trust. So a strong culture has a good feeling of trust, so knowing that they're a safe environment, that they can speak openly.
So are there any other final tips that you wanted to throw into that bunch that you've just given us?
Yeah, probably leadership.
Okay.
So you want to be leading from the front, setting an example of what the expected behaviour is, and really ensuring that the communication is open and people feel comfortable and are inspired and motivated by you.
Yeah, fantastic. So once everything's established, are there things that you should be looking out for, some things that you should be aware of?
In terms of a poor culture? Yeah, so the first thing I would always look out for is gossip.
Okay.
If there's gossip happening,
Yeah.
There's a disconnect somewhere. The next thing is staff turnover. If people are leaving, again, there's going to be a problem with culture.
I guess as an employee, you'd be looking at yourself as well if that was the case.
If you're an employee or employer.
If you're an employer and you've got a high turnover of therapists, then you've got to take a bit of a hard look at yourself and what's going on in the business, I guess.
Yeah, you do.
The buck stops with you.
It is, and the other great indicator is client feedback. You know, are you getting repeat visits? Are you not? How are they rating it? What kind of experience are they having?
Sure, okay, yeah.
Because that will also be a reflection of what's happening in the culture of the business as well.
Okay. And if you start a new job and feel like a culture is really toxic in the workplace, then what can you do or what should you do?
I think the first step is to speak to your manager or the person that you report to, might be the owner, and explain to them and share with them your concerns. If they then take that on board and agree there's an issue and commit to working on it, then you should get involved. Be a part of creating a positive culture. If they take it and they don't do anything about it, nothing changes. Unfortunately, it can be a challenge for one person to change an entire culture when you're not in a leadership role. So I think sometimes you need to then identify that that's probably not the right fit for you. Look at other options in terms of moving on to another business, but make sure when you do that, you're asking the right questions in the interview to identify what their culture is like, so you don't have a repeat experience.
So what sort of questions, if you are moving into a new space potentially, what questions would you be asking?
Well, I think the first thing is when you're walking in, look around. What does the place look like, feel like? Are the staff happy? Are they engaged? Does it have a reputation for a high performance in terms of providing great customer expectation? I think also when you're in the interview, asking the person, how would you describe the culture of the organisation? And a lot of people will give you a standard answer. It might be, yes, we have teamwork, etc., etc. But then follow it up with a question saying, what does that look like in the everyday workplace? Can you give me a real life example? Because then if they've said, yeah, we have a culture of teamwork, and then they say, yes, absolutely. So if we're going through a busy time and the chips are down or something's happened, we all pitch in and help. And they give some real life examples, then you've got some reassurance that they actually follow through.
It's like a one-liner and they
exactly.
glaze over.
Yeah, it's not just
it's real.
the
it's
talk.
Genuine.
They're walking the talk.
Yeah.
So checking on those couple of things. But I think using your observational skills, what can you see? What feedback are there, again, on the social media for that organisation in terms of reviews? Because
it can be really daunting for people, interviewing off for jobs all the time. And
it can. I think what you have to remember when I'm coaching people through that career transition space, I always say, yes, you're going for an interview for them to assess your skills and abilities and if you're the right fit, but you're also interviewing them. Because you're bringing something to the table, literally. You are bringing yourself and your skills and your values, and you want to make sure it's the right career choice for you and the right fit for you. So you need to be asking as many questions in turn to make sure that that is the right opportunity.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, great. If people have any more questions or want to get in touch with you, Lisa, how do they go about doing that?
Well, you can jump over to our website, which is MadiTalentStudio.com. We're also on social media. Instagram and Facebook is very strong for us. Or you can give me a call personally on 0408 885 304.
Lisa, pleasure.
Thanks, Dave.
Having you aboard Connect. You guys, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.